engineers to put the fires out. Just imagine if they didn't fall down. They'd probably still be fighting the fires. They'd probably still, like, yes, we've had firemen fighting the fires now for 7,643 days. I mean, those buildings were so fucked anyway. I mean, it's almost, I don't know whether it was cheaper for them to fall down than it would have been for them to try to manage repairing them in the horrible state they were in. I mean, how do you even do that? How do you do a repair job where it is so dangerous to even be in the building? I mean, they got to do all this work from the exterior. I mean, it would just be incredibly expensive if they had to repair those buildings.
They'd probably just demolish it anyways.
Well, I'm just saying, and then they would have done it, but to demolish it, it would have been so, just imagine how expensive it would have been. Well, we've got to make a glad bag, 110 stories high to put over the towers when we blow them up, and, it would just, it would turn into a monstrous expense if they had to keep, Wall Street running and all the other stuff going on while they tore those buildings down. I'm just saying, it was just, those buildings were fucked. They were just fucked.
Speak of political fuck-ups, have you heard about in New Orleans, how they've sent the drywall out to fix all the houses? Apparently, they imported it from, I think, China or something like that, and they found out that all of the drywall was infected with asbestos, and they just had to throw it all away and say, sorry guys in New Orleans, you're fucked.
Well, look, the New Orleans thing is such a waste of money anyway. They shouldn't be rebuilding any of those houses. But yeah, it's been a fuck up from the very beginning. Look at the trailers. They built all those fucking mobile homes to let them all go to seed. And then they were full of formaldehyde. I mean, it was just, there's so many things that were just done so badly because they let these private contractors do the work, and that's the problem with our country, is the government doesn't do anything anymore. No, it hires Halliburton or some other bullshit corporation that fucks us over.
We might as well just abandon all the coastlines now and never waste any resources building anything that gets fucked up there.
Well, I'm just saying there obviously should be some sort of sensible management. Yeah, and you really shouldn't. New Orleans was a mistake, and it's becoming a bigger and bigger mistake now that it's lost all its erosion control. And so it's a lost cause. You can't reclaim it. Now that it's been devastated, you should just leave it devastated and move inland, because it's going to become part of the Gulf of Mexico. That's the evolution. The evolution's saying it will be the Gulf of Mexico. Okay? That's what the evolution is saying. It's all over the fucking goddamn reality here, and there's no point in trying to save it.
Yeah, I forget where, like Sweden or Denmark or whatever, they have like actual flood prevention measures that actually work because they invested the money in them and stuff.
Yeah, well, you can make things almost fail-safe. You can create redundancies and fail-safes and all that kind of stuff, and if that's your intention. But obviously it's not an oil company's intention. Their first priority is to make money, and they're going to make money based on what is an accepted standard in their industry. And that's the mistake. We can't let the industry decide what its standard should be. But look, it's like the internet. We let the industry decide what the standard should be for email. Well, what did we get? Oh, that means we got viruses and worms and spam, because we said, oh yeah, we won't make a standard, we'll let the industry decide. Well, the fucking industry was corrupt and evil and was making money on spam. So of course spam became the way to make money on email.
Doesn't it account for like 60% of the email now or something?
Yeah, no, it accounts for $10 billion in wasted time. $10 billion a year flushed down the toilet because people's computer becomes inoperative or too slow, or because they have to buy some sort of spyware or unspyware or ultra unspyware negative force spyware, unspyware, spyware. I mean, it's just, it's just so fucking stupid. It's like you have to get antivirus software to get rid of your antivirus software. I mean, it's that ludicrous now. Turn off your mic. Bristow, Spock, Stock, Sky, whatever. Turn off your mic! Mouse over your image and click on your microphone button. Alright, you're an amateur. You shouldn't have docked up if you're an amateur. Okay, good, thank you. Yeah, I used to, Norton is kind of funny just because I originally got connected with, like, Norton guy because, back in the old days when I was doing a little bit of assembler programming, which is like the real core computer programming, it's like Norton had written all the books on computer programming, and this is like back in the MS-DOS days and stuff. And so Norton was like really a good scientist kind of guy. He wasn't like some guy selling crap and shit. And it's just so funny how that that name evolved into another like Microsoft or something. It just turned into such a perversion of what he originally was, which was a guy who gave away a lot of free software. Because if it wasn't for that guy, I wouldn't have learned assembler program because he gave away, the whatever you call the program that does the conversion, the intermediate translator thing. And but it's just so funny. It's how things start off. It's like Google. It started off right and turned into such a horrible, evil Frankenstein monster.
Yeah, didn't you have to do the security for your town's website?
Well, I wasn't doing the security. I was just doing the website. Period. But yeah, well, whatever. I got into computers, when you could, back in the 386 computer days, well, 286, yeah, back when all you ran was DOS, that's, my first computer just had DOS on it.
So what year did you get your first email?
I heard that you were an ASPE. Is that true?
No. ASPE. Jesus. I don't even, I still haven't even become an LOL, so I'm way behind on the computer acronymy thing. When I first saw LOL, I thought it meant loser online. I really did. What else could it mean, right? It's got to be like something like loser or something. I don't know. I had to come up with something.
An ASPE is someone who has Asperger's and yells at people for no reason. It just seems.
Oh yeah, I yell at people for no reason. It's not like the whole fate of the human race is dependent on anything. No, I just yell at people because it's fun. Oh, shut the fuck up. Oh, yeah, I'm just as sick of these people. Like, oh, you mean you get upset about something? Oh, how dare you? You don't have any right to be upset because the world is stupid and fucktarded. No, just eat your oil sandwich and shut the fuck up.
It's possible to be upset without screaming into the microphone. I'm just saying.
Oh, you're just saying what? Make a room then and show us how it's done, okay, Mr. Fucking Wonderful? You show me how to do it the right way, please. Well, why don't you direct me to the videos where it's being done the right way? Why don't you point me to this stellar thing that's producing these perfect, negative human race commentary videos without being upset at all or without any passion